Hi, welcome to Art You Crazy, the podcast that flips the script on the struggling artist paradigm.
We're your hosts, Tessie
and Erin Elizabeth Reed.
Two artistic multi-hyphenates who believe that every person is creative.
And every creative should pursue their passions. Each episode,
we shine a light on our and others' creative journeys along the pathway to personal success.
If living a life of creative purpose sounds daring, then yeah, you could call us crazy.
We embrace it.
And we want to know, aren't you crazy too? No, seriously.
'Cause we are.
Good. I'm a fan of croissants.
C'est la way feel like in la France.
Are you ASMRing over here? We had a slumber party last night. And when you're our age, a slumber party consisted of eating some chips while we caught up for 2 hours and then going to bed. Yeah. So your rehearsals, and you were telling me a little bit about them, how exciting they are. So it got me excited. I was telling you last night how it felt like you had manifested, called in this particular experience because it was so unique, and just the elements of even your rehearsal process fit your personality so well.
So there is this organization called Revolución Latina. It's a New Yorker organization founded by Luis Salgado. And Luis Salgado has a very big career as a choreographer and artist as well on Broadway. So this organization provides with teaching opportunities for artists of the Latina community to continue their preparation as professionals for free. They come and they clap and they go, "Welcome to Revolución Latina." And you respond, "I dare to go beyond." And so their whole thing is to dare yourself to go beyond. And beyond what is up to you. Beyond your judgment, beyond your limitations, beyond your dyslexia, or the ideas that you think that you have of yourself. All of those things combined. Yeah. So it's very challenging, but beautiful at the same time, because it really faces you with yourself. We were discovering in this process, it's unfortunate that most of the criticism and the limitations is not offered by the people on the outside so much. Obviously there is some haters, but...
Well, people can judge, but it really only affects us if we allow it to affect us.
Yeah.
If we buy into their beliefs.
Yeah.
About us.
The thing is that we can't avoid ourselves.
Right.
So this was a process of a big audition, and then we got a second audition, which is a callback. It was another big audition.
And by big, you mean like a lot of people or like important?
I think that it was very complete. There was a lot of people, yes. But it was also like a very complex and complete audition. It had music. It had some learning of body percussions, some elements of choreography to learn. I've been in big auditions like this for Broadway, and I feel like they haven't been special as this one. Because in this one, the people, the team, they were really invested in helping us succeed in the audition. And that was like a completely different approach from the way I've done auditions. It's not that the casting people don't want you to succeed. It's just that there's so many people going in at a very high speed, and there's so many people that want to be seen that there's no time for them to give you time and tell you, okay, why don't you try this choice instead, I think. And so what they did is that they had us all at all times. So whenever someone sang a song, the rest of the group was listening to that song. They did have a timeline, but they weren't constricted by kicking someone out and making someone enter the room. So the mistakes that happened, or I would say the opportunities that happened, were used by the team to encourage you to try something new, but guiding you as well to bring that element of yourself that you might not see in yourself, but they see outside. Yeah. Which is, I think, that it becomes the beauty of collaboration, right?
Yeah. I love this approach to auditioning. It seems at first glance counterintuitive. I wouldn't want to be negatively influenced by somebody else's performance, but it sounds like what you're saying is each auditioner got to be a mirror and a role model for everybody else in a positive aspect.
Yeah, positive. Yeah, it was always positive, and it was always framed from the very beginning that the only competition that we had is with ourselves. There was no competition with the other people. We were all a community doing things together, trying things together in a space where we could create. So at least I didn't feel, or I chose not to feel, that the other people were competing with me. Mm-hmm. I was more focused in how can I get out of my own way to make this a successful experience for me, whether I get the job or not.
Yeah.
When it was my turn to sing, I was listening to the other people sing. And of course, we're different. And so I was listening, and there was the voices starting to creep in and say, oh, you'll never be able to sing a song so high. And I stopped them at that moment when I was looking at other people go in front of everybody else. And I said, I am me. And that's all that matters. And that's all I can give. I can do this. I've been waiting for this. I've been preparing for this. Let's have fun. And then Luis Salgado paused and said, can you try this? Can you try that? And it became almost like a cabaret clownish 40s Kit Kat Club experience that I never expected, but I was so ready for. I feel so much joy that it's annoying,
It's not annoying. I gotta take my glasses off so I can hug you. The world needs more joy like yours. When we really allow ourselves to dive into our passions wholeheartedly, that's the most powerful thing you can give the world, because your joy just radiates out of your being and everybody sees it. And you become even more beautiful than you already are, but also even more powerful. It's your zone of genius. It's your purpose. It's what you're here to do. We've got enough hate and sadness and pain and pestilence in this world. Like, we need more joy. We need people to be annoyingly joyous, Like, you hear this phrase now about toxic positivity. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about genuine, soul-brightening joy, the stuff that lights from within, that can't be faked.
Yes, that it's not about like, oh, I'm working so hard on myself that I'm enlightened.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Show me your enlightenment.
Right.
Smile first. No?
It's not a denial that there are hardships or obstacles or challenges in life. It's just, despite all that, I still move forward. And it sounds like after having gone through the audition process and now you're in rehearsals, a little bit about what you were telling me, just what you're finding, almost the mysticism element of what you're doing. And it almost felt very tribal, like dance and music work that y'all are doing.
Yeah, so this work is inspired by the legacy of Fernando Barba, that was a musician and a body percussionist in Brazil. And through one of his mentees, we're exploring his work and bringing it forward in a different way as a story. Mm-hmm. And although I can't really talk about what's happening inside the show,
sure,
because of an NDA that I signed. So during this 2 weeks of the workshop of what the show or the story is going to look like, we are playing with the material, and it's so powerful. Like, there is a spirituality in the work. Kudos to Carlos Bausis and Kim Bixler that made all the music and lyrics. Luis Salgado that is directing it, and he's being so generous about the process. Acting is playing, let's play, and then we add layers to that, right? We add all the actions and listening and reacting and conflict and relationship and viewpoints and all of those things that are for actors to know. But the principle is to be free with yourself, to be in your body, and to dare to go beyond. And Jesus, doing a podcast with a cat is so hard. Oh my God.
This is going to be the Lenu show. We're just going to rebrand.
Renew the Cat podcast.
We're just here to support his bread addiction. But I'm really excited for you, and I cannot wait to see this in performance. I feel like it's something that is communicating across language and cultural barriers, that there's something that's just coming from the root of humanity about it that I'm really excited to experience. I think it's going to be very moving.
Yeah. it's not just about entertaining people, which is okay, but this has many, many layers of purpose and honoring. It's a different process. And we are working indeed like we would work on a Broadway show. I mean, I have never had the experience yet to be in a Broadway show, but we are there every day of the week. I wake up extremely early. It's a full-time job. We're doing a lot of movement, a lot of singing, and a lot of learning sheet music, choreograph coordination. And it's like, wow, when I leave there and I come back home, let's say I take a 1 hour break to eat and everything, but I know that I have another 3 or 4 hours of rehearsal for me to bring back the material process differently, so I still have to keep on working when I come home. It's not like I come home and then I forget that the process exists. You can't, because if not, the next day you don't know what you're doing with the material because you didn't study it, you didn't rehear it.
It's just the beginning.
Bring it on. I'm going to produce Leno's show.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing about this today. It's just, you continually inspire me, Tessie, and I'm so grateful to be on the sidelines cheering you on for this part of your journey.
I'm so happy to be with you too.
Thank you for being so courageous and continuing to fight for what you want in life.
If you can, go see it. It supports the organization. It supports the purpose. And go see it. I'll leave it in the description below and come and see Barba.
Come see it. Look how much we blew out these sound waves.
Hey, I'm sure you loved this episode. Before you go, here are 3 ways you can help us keep things crazy.
You could just leave us a rating or share this episode so more people can access this content. Easy peasy, right?
Feeling ultra crazy?
Donate to the show by clicking the link provided in the podcast description or on our Instagram's bio.
I'm sure you will.
Stay crazy out there, y'all.
Stay crazy!